This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good Erev Shabbat, Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Abam. We have three very important shiurim today. Today's learning is sponsored by the Justman family, the yahrzeit of Yitzchak Meir Yehuda Aryeh Leib, Ben Meir Eliezer, and Ben Pinchas Menachem, who's the Sifsei Tzaddik, whose yahrzeit is Chavches Teves. So all the learning should be Le'iloi Nishmasai, and he should be a Me'el Tziosh for his whole family. Ad Bias Goel Tzaddik. Okay, three brief thoughts on Parshas Va'era. The Baal Turim points out Va'era is B'gematria Yitzchak, that somehow Yitzchak contributed to the Exodus, which is somewhat curious. Why Yitzchak? Why identify specifically Yitzchak? We know Pesach is Keneged Avraham, and the Navi tells us Neged Avoisam Asu Pele, that the Rebbeinu Shem brought all the Avos. But why isolate? Why identify, single out Yitzchak? It's a very simple idea that's quoted in the Yalkut Ruveni and the parish of the Rosh. A very interesting medrash that Hashem wanted the Avos to contribute letters of their name to allow us to leave Egypt early, and they wouldn't do it. They didn't want to give it up. But the word Yitzchak was originally Yitzchak, Yud Sin Ches Kuf, like we say by Bris Milah, Ushva Say Li Yitzchak. And Yitzchak said, if I give up the sin and exchange it with a tzadi, the difference being 210, then please allow the Jews to leave Egypt after 210 years. So Yitzchak was like the Makkah Patish in helping us leave Mitzrayim. That's the connection between Va'era and Yitzchak Avinu. Va'era is B'gematria Yitzchak, in his merit we left Mitzrayim. Next idea. I personally find this very powerful. There's only one bracha that we make, that we invoke the Kisei HaKavod. Think about it. We thank Hashem throughout the day, Mea Pa'amim, at least. We make 100 brachos a day. The only time we ever invoke Kisei HaKavod is when a person comes out of the Beis HaKisei and he performed the bodily function. So he says, Galoi v'yadua lefnei chisei chvaydecha. By the way, do you say afilu shah echas, or do you not say afilu shah echas? It depends if you daven Ashkenaz or Nusach Sfard. Nusach Ashkenaz is not to say afilu shah echas. Nusach Sfard is afilu shah echas. But in any event, that's what it seems. Why do we invoke the Kisei HaKavod when we make an Asher Yatzar? The Gra in the Imrei Noyam says, lest you think God is interested in my tefillah, He's interested in my Torah, He's interested in running the world, He's interested in big things in the world. Will Iran develop nuclear arms? Are there more confidential documents that the president is storing in his glove compartment? Big things the Rebbeinu Shem is interested in. But the Rebbeinu Shem is not interested in small little things, especially of lowly nature, whether a person could use the facility or not. So we say nothing is beneath the purview of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Even using the facility, Galoi v'yadua lefnei chisei chvaydecha, that even though the nations of the world say, Ram al kol goyim Hashem, God is very high, we say, even though Hashem is Magbila Shaves, Hashem is still Mashpili. He lowers himself to see Bashamayim Va'aretz, even our lowly needs. But I think there's a very important nekuda here. And that is, why did the Rebbeinu Shem command Moshe, go to Paroi, Hinei Yotzei Hamayma? Paro will be standing by the water. Why did God tell Moshe, go to Paro by the water? So Rashi says, because every morning Paro would go to the bathroom at the water. Why? Because he said he was a god. He said, Li Oiri, the Nile is mine, I created it. So Paro had one little problem. Eating he could do privately. Drinking he could do privately. But people are going to say, Pharaoh, you're a god. then why do you go to the bathroom? So Paro had to hide the fact he went to the bathroom. So he did so early in the morning. Why do you think Moshe was told, go to Paro when he was taking care of his tzrachim? Because Paro denied God. Paro said, I'm the Melech. So Hashem wasn't trying to punish Paro. He didn't want to hurt Paro. He wanted to educate Paro. He wanted Paro to realize, Paro, you're a basar v'dam, and I'm the Melech. So the time that Paro would be most receptive to get that message is when he's going to the bathroom, where he can't help but acknowledge that he's a basar v'dam. And Hashem thought maybe Moshe would get through to him at that moment. So we could say, in that case, at what point of the day is it most evident to us that God is the Melech, Yoshev al Kisei HaKavod? The answer is, after a person goes to the bathroom, and he acknowledges, and he sees he's just Basar V'Dam, then we have to declare, Goloi v'yadua lifnei chisech v'ydecha. In other words, the moment that a person can have the most clarity that Hashem is the Melech is when a person goes to the bathroom. Last idea. This is Mamish Matana Min HaShamayim. I was very happy with this. This was a big gift. Rashi says by Makas Barad, Vayihi Barad, Ve'esh Mislakachas B'Soicha Barad. The fire was burning inside the Barad. Rashi says it was Nes B'Toich Nes. The fire and the hail were mixed. The Barad was Mayim, and they made Shalom Beinayim. Why did God have to make Nes B'Toich Nes? For what purpose? Say very simply. We've learned many times, maybe we're going to talk about it on this coming Wednesday. The 10 Makos correspond to the 10 statements with which God created the world. Paro did not believe God created the world. He didn't believe Hashem created the world with 10 statements. So God had to redo it, authenticate it, verify it through the 10 Makos. Paro, you don't believe God said Bereshis, He controls the beginning, Makas b'choiros. Paro, you don't believe God said Vayihi Ar, let's turn off the lights, Choshech. Paro, you don't believe God created the heavens, Vihi Barad. Now what's the Rakiah? The Rakiah is Vayikra L'kim Lo Rakiah, Shamayim. What's the Shamayim made out of? Shamayim, Sa-mayim. Rashi says in the third pshat, Eish Umayim. The Shamayim is fire and water. Therefore, if Hashem is going to verify and authenticate the creation of Shamayim, that He's going to do it through Makas Barad, which is a combination of fire and water. There had to be a combination of fire and water. Why? Because this was recreation of Shamayim. Okay? These are a few ideas on Parshas Va'era. Now we get to the imponderables.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.